So we're going to take a look at this PL3. This is the Valkyrie from Olight. And I've got a few different versions of it here, and I've been able to test all the different versions over the years. The PL Pro Valkyrie was the first one that I had, and then I got the PL2, and then I got the PL Mini Valkyrie Pro 2, whatever that's called. I can't remember. That's actually one of my favorite flashlights. But for more full-size setups, these PL Pros are very nice. So I've got three different options that I want to show you here, but focusing on the newest one and all the different upgrades that they've done to the PL3 Valkyrie. So stick around for this full review on these pistol lights, especially this third one here, and you may just find that it's good for you too. Now I have used all of these lights. The Valkyrie Turbo is the one I have the least experience with, but this was my first big pistol light, and I really do like it. It's a very simple, very powerful setup, and it's rechargeable. Now I like a lot of the rechargeable flashlights, many other people don't, and it's understandable. If you're in the field and you're using your light a lot, it's really nice just to be able to swap the flashlight batteries and be back up and running. You don't have that option when it's rechargeable. Unless you're running all night where you're actually searching and looking a lot with your pistol, which is usually not a good idea, then I've personally never run into issues with the light running out, but it's something to be aware of. Because it's rechargeable, it is eventually going to run out, and having replaceable batteries is something that has been high in demand. That's the original PL Valkyrie, and so it has just a normal bright setting. You can do a double tap and it'll go low, and if you squeeze on both sides, it'll go to strobe. And so those are the three options. It's very simple. It's plenty bright, and the coloring on it is really nice to be able to identify targets. So the PL Pro has been a very good light. I have liked it. What's different about the Valkyrie Turbo, it is different in the sense that it has batteries that you can swap out. And you've got two 123A batteries that go in the back here. So this met the need of being able to have lights that are changeable in the field. What's very different about this is, as you can see here, it's a really tight focus. There is hardly any bloom around it at all, basically none. And so if you need something that's really long distance, this is a good option. It's actually called an LEP, and it's classified as a laser because it is so focused, this light. Now it doesn't have a low setting, so if I double click, it just goes on and off. There's no different option for a low, but you can still click both sides and get it to do the strobe. All of them have this QD lever, which I think everybody should be using. It just makes it really nice. So say you're in the field and you need to change the batteries, because that's what everyone's asking for, is we want to be able to change your batteries in the field. But unless you're carrying a quarter or a nickel with you to where you can undo the screw that holds most flashlights onto pistols, then you're going to be sitting there with your pocket knife trying to undo it, or a piece of brass or something like that, and it's just not that effective. And so here, having the QD, say this died, quickly take it off, reholster the gun, take out the batteries, get new batteries from my helmet, my pouch, wherever it is, and in literally less than a minute, I can be back up and running with the same light on the gun. I don't really know of anyone else that's doing a lot of QD mounts. I'm sure they're out there, but the major suppliers are not doing QDs. And so that's one thing that's really nice about the whole PL series, is they all feature that QD option, except for the PL3. And so that's where it's so funny, is that's an option that I think everybody should be running. And then Olight, for some reason, decided to go with mainstream, that on the third version, they were going to switch to this option, which requires you to use a quarter, a nickel, or a flathead screwdriver, something like that. So that is one thing I dislike about the PL3 Valkyrie that Olight came out with, is they went with that style. And because it's a pistol, there's a decent amount of recoil right up here on the front for these mounts. You just really have to crank it down, so you can't just do finger tight, otherwise it gets wobbly and it'll fall off on you. So this one is finger tight right now and it works, but you have to check it in order to make sure it's not going to fall off. So some people just run it finger tight, and it just has this lever action here, and it just has this push action right here to go on. Still goes on really easy, holds itself on, and then you can tighten this like so. I mean, it's better in the sense that it's got these little grooves right here where you can get your finger on, and there are notches on the outside of this. So you can kind of crank it down. But in the end, everybody knows that as soon as you're putting rounds through this, maybe even after 100 or 200 rounds, this is going to start to walk loose. There's just no way around it. And so you really want to be able to crank it down without any tools. So I wish they'd kept the QD lever. That is one big knock on it. It is still very bright. It has a broader bloom, and then you can do a double click and go low, and then same thing, you click on both sides and you get the strobe. One of the newest features on the PL3 though, one of the things that makes it so nice is the inner rail piece is adjustable. And so you push this over and then you can slide this inner piece back and forth. So that way you can get it to fit on pretty much any gun as tight as you'd like. Now they did stick with the newer option of using the 123A batteries. Now the coolest thing is that this is on sale right now. There's a huge sale going on. They're like 50% off, and I think it's like $55. Either way, you can also use my coupon code MMP10. That's for Minuteman Prep 10. Olight has been kind enough to offer you guys discounts, so that way you can get whatever you want. I use a lot of Olights. This is the Odin my original Odin that I use on my AR-15. This is my Warrior 3. It's just a really good handheld light, but I really do like the Olight stuff. I know a lot of people don't. That's fine, that's fair, but they're a fair price for fair quality, and so I don't have a problem running them. Now, fortunately for my Patreon members, there are 3 of you that are going to be getting pistol lights for free as for being members of my Patreon. So if you want to be able to get in for giveaways like that, then you just need to go to patreon.com/MinutemanPrep, and you're going to be put in for drawings and stuff like that. So I'll throw a randomizer, do a video for everyone on Patreon, and we'll see who wins what. And that'll be only for Patreon members. And Patreon members are also going to be getting exclusive content that I won't be posting here on YouTube, just special training and stuff like that. So if you want to find out what that's all about, go to patreon.com/MinutemanPrep. Thank you so much to all my subscribers. And if you like this video, if you made it this far, you might as well click the like button. But thank you so much for being here. Be prepared. Being prepared, you got to have a gun. I mean, seriously, this is not up for debate because every single time in history when there's been issues, there's been violence, and you need to be able to protect yourself and your family. The flashlight is a necessary part, in my opinion, because you need to be able to ID your target. It's not an okay thing to shoot a target if you don't know what it is. That goes against one of the fundamental rules of firearms. So be safe, get training. That's one of the most important things. Don't spend a ton of money on just gear and just end up being a loot pile for someone who has training and ends up taking you out. Get the good gear, right? Get quality gear and then go train. It is absolutely vital that you do that. There are many training options out there. One of the next ones I'm going to is Modern Samurai Project. I'm going to be doing that one again. That's for a red dot shooting class. And then I'm looking at Ghost Ring Tactical after that, as well as doing a lot of local training as well. So get out there, get training, be prepared. I will see you guys in the next video.